Hello, guys. Good evening. This is Mustafa Hassan from Indus Scuba, and we are back again. And today we have a lot of points to discuss. And okay, we welcome Mr. Arsalan.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Arsalan. How are you? Okay, just have a seat over there. Okay, this is Mr. Arsalan. Hello, Arsalan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Perfect. I'm fine. Good to know.
I'm on time. You're on time.
Yes, we are. Okay, Arsalan. Okay, guys. Let me talk about a bit more by the time Arsalan get fresh. Okay, today's we have 5 points to discuss. Is the first one is what is PADI? What is a PADI dive center? Dive sites from Karachi till Gawadar, and then what's the current diving situation in Karachi? What's going on? A little bit more about a dive club, right? We already discussed in the last session, and today's guest is Mr. Arsalan. Okay. Now, what is PADI? PADI is basically it's a diving agency. The PADI stands for Professional Association of Diving Instructors. Basically, PADI established by two gentlemen, John Cronin and Ralph Erickson in 1966, Illinois, in the state of Illinois, USA. Soon after that, PADI starts to get global. Anyhow, that's a PADI that's a diving agency. What we are actually, we are a PADI 5-star dive center. Means we have been given an authority to train people and to take first timers for scuba diving. So we are a certified PADI 5-star dive center, the only one right now in entire Pakistan. Our license number is 21580. Yes, 21580. Okay, dive sites from Karachi till Gawadar. By the way, again, the dive season usually starts somewhere in October and finishes somewhere in mid of April. Right now, we're gonna start diving from November onwards. We do have a lot of dive sites in Karachi within across approximation. Maximum time would be around from the embarkation point. It's 2 hours max. We already have 17 to 18 amazing dive spots, namely Chachu Ram, that's one of the French Forest, Kelp Forest. We have a few wrecks, South Wreck, Rielson, Orion 1, Orion 2. Thank you, Saad, for joining in, and so on and so forth. So we can spend a very good quality time within the Karachi coastal areas. So what's the diving situation right now? Okay, in the last session, we talked about October 15. We're gonna heard a very good news. Yes, inshallah, diving will gonna start take off. Hopefully from November. That would be first week, right? We already talked with Pakistan Navy. That's a PMSA division, Pakistan Maritime Security Agency, along with NEMA, that's National Institute of Maritime Affairs. They already developed an amazing rule and regulation for the people of Pakistan, especially those are living at the coastal areas. The diving standards are amazing. They are up to the par. Hopefully, it's going to kick off in November. We're going to have a green signal, hopefully, from 29th of this month. So still fingers crossed. Let's see what will happen. Okay, let me talk about the dive club. We already started last year. Basically, why a certified diver needs to join a club, right? It's quite easy. It's all about doing more dives in less amount. So usually a certain diver dives with us for a certain amount, that is USD 65. That comes up to somewhere around 10,000 PKR for a 2-tank dive. So if he become a member of the club, he can dive for around 27 US dollars. It's almost half the amount, right? There's a certain fees to it. You have to pay 15,000 per year, right? And with the major benefit you'll have is you can have free refill every Monday. You can bring in your cylinder, right? We're gonna fill it up every Monday throughout the year, free of cost, no charged. Second most important thing is the equipment services every year. So there's a mandatory requirement around the world. Once you are diving all year long, your equipment needs to be serviced, right? So it's free of cost. Second, second is the lowest rates, diving rates. So you can dive more with us by giving a lesser amount. So that's about the dive club. Now, let me introduce you to our first ever guest doing the scuba. That's fine. Mr. Arsalan Khan. Okay, Arsalan, let me. Now, here it is, Arsalan. Hello, Arsalan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, Alhamdulillah. So talk about yourself. Who are you? Let's introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Arsalan, like Mustafa introduced me.
Yeah.
And I actually learned to dive in Vancouver. It's super cold there.
Oh my God, I can understand.
Yeah, so we were down with our 5mm suits and they weren't enough.
Okay.
Dry suits are definitely needed up
Right.
there.
Right.
I work in a textile mill and I also have a IT firm here in Pakistan. Been here since 2 years and I think I started diving with Indus about that time, 2 years ago. Just I don't know how it happened. I just walked in. I think one day Mustafa even asked me, like, "Hey, who even referred you?" I'm like, "Well, I guess like I don't know, like I kind of bumped into this place." I'm certified as an open water diver, and I have about 50 dives in my belt, and I've done quite a few challenging dives.
So how do you compare the situation as between Vancouver and Karachi? I mean, other than the temperature.
Well, I don't think Vancouver is a place to dive. I'll be very honest. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, Karachi and the belt, like anything near the equator or like just open sea, is actually where a person should dive. Like just diving in a lake, because like it's all fresh water.
Okay.
And so diving in the lake, or as compared to diving somewhere at China or Chota Chana or Chakurong, these places are just different, right? And it's definitely, Karachi is one of the best places you can, as compared to Vancouver at least.
Yeah. Definitely the diving would be cheap over here, right? If you compare it.
It is. I mean, in this, you get like really good, like you get really high quality service. So I mean, it's the equipment is as good, if not better, that was provided to me in Vancouver. And it's just that like there was a lot more volume they had to deal with in that country. Even though diving is not really a sport they look forward to, being cold and the marine life there is almost not.
So what's the minimum temperature we are talking about in Vancouver?
Right now?
I mean,
generally,
at the time you dive over there.
Oh, well, in the summers you have to dive, and when it's the summers, I think at the bottom it was like 4 degrees.
4 degrees.
4 degrees.
Oh my
God! It was
God.
pretty cold. I remember that the worst part was that I used to start shivering.
Oh my God.
I think we had 5 mm or even more.
Over here we have minimum 21 degree.
No, it's better. I went last weekend, the weekend before, I think, and the water was actually warmer than the temperature above.
You went for a scuba dive?
No, I went for just free diving.
Oh,
so,
free diving.
Yeah, as we are aware that.
Can you talk about free diving? What it is? By the way.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Okay.
You can just dive with. So what happened was that I started to dive first, and then I started to free dive, because one I realized that once we used to get to the spot, even with Indus, there was a time where you used to set up. People used to set up, and I could not wait, and I just used to dive with a weight belt on and touch the bottom and come back up. Then I started spearfishing, and after that I realized that free diving is the actual way of spearfishing rather than scuba diving and spearfishing. So once I started to spearfish while free diving, I think that's what I've been doing. Like I probably went, like it's just easier. You have a lot more people in Pakistan. A lot of people in Pakistan who are interested in free diving and spearfishing.
So do you consider going with a certified dive center, or either for snorkeling, spearfishing, or something? Do you have any comments on that? Any? Do you think it is necessary to go with a certified dive center?
So I've been with both.
Okay.
I'll be very honest. Like I've been with both. Initially, when I came here, I went with a few other people, or another agency. I'm not sure if they're operational anymore. But there is a big difference. This is not a sport where you can play around. Obviously, like,
Exactly.
It's just. I'm being very honest. Like either you are experienced enough where you can service your own equipment and know what the good, like what a faulty equipment and what an operational equipment is, or you just go with somebody who knows what they're doing. And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying there's only one person do that, but in Pakistan there's very few. So you have to pick and choose. You can't just be like, who's the cheapest one, and then just go with them. So yeah, there's a very big difference. There's definitely a big difference where there are a few things they're just going to allow you to do, and obviously if you want to do something, do it right. You can't just start driving a car without actually getting proper instructions or with an actual
Exactly. It's more about safety and precautions, right, in the start. Once you are, okay with all the scenarios, right?
Yeah.
So you can go, dive with the group.
Yeah. I don't even know how people get comfortable with, just diving by themselves or diving with an institution or just like an agency which is not certified. Maybe they just don't know. I'm not sure.
So you've been to free diving, right, last week. So how's the current situation over there?
Pretty good. Everybody's there.
Okay.
Everybody who's the fishermen are really out there.
Okay.
They are they're having a blast. To be very honest, the water is warm. It's getting really clear, and I feel like there's a good season ahead of us. And I'm not sure about the wildlife. I feel like Charna is a little too. Charna is just one place that people have been harvesting for. They're over harvesting it. So for its cuttlefish, for its fish, for its beauty. So even if you're intruding in the life, like even if you're going down there, I feel like you're disturbing the marine life down there. So besides that, I feel like the season's great. The season's great ahead of us. The water is perfect right now. Clarity, not too sure. It's gonna get better, but it's a great.
By the way, Asim is online. Asim Kamal.
Yeah. Hey, Asim,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Yeah. So he's just writing things up. So
yeah, that's I'm hoping to see him. I mean, I'm going with the Asim and Asim on Sunday.
Okay. Another Asim.
I go with Asim. Whenever I think of any Asim, I think of this guy, and hopefully we can dive soon. Quite unfortunate what's happening, but everybody should just get out there, just at least get in the water somehow.
Perfect. So any specific dive spot you want to talk about? I mean, to the viewers. Initially, step one, if they are into diving, the first dive spot,
Well, once you get once you're pretty comfortable with Charna, I feel like Charna is a very good playground. It's like level 1, I would say, level 1, 2, or if you have a scale of 1 to 5, I would say Charna is number 1 or 2. You have pretty challenging courses even in Charna where you have caves there. You have terrain which goes from varying depths, and you have different kind of terrains there. So I remember last year I was talking to Mustafa and I was like, hey, I'm kind of bored.
We can understand.
We need to switch this up. So after Channa, we're going to Kachani on Sunday, and we're hoping to go to Chachuram. And we're going all out this.
Kachani and Chachuram are basically for advanced level, right? So not for the first time.
Advanced level.
It's open water, basically, open sea, blue ocean.
Yeah, it's definitely open sea. You have a lot more risk of going there and just not being able to dive at all, especially with your equipment. So that's the risk you actually. When we go for free diving, we go for the fun of it. We don't really go, okay, we're definitely gonna make this dive, because sometimes you won't, and sometimes you're just gonna come back with like, I don't know, man, I think the last week was better. It's more about like, it's the ocean. You can't book with it.
Exactly. You can't take risks.
Yeah, you can't take risks, definitely, but you can't, like, if you look at it, it's a big body of water. It's not something that's gonna listen to you or gonna be doing what you like to do. You just keep going and try to get it on its good day.
Perfect. Ali Tahir Dada joined us. Asim Rizvi, he just joined us. So let's see.
How's your arm? Ali? I've been trying to get him on get him to go spearfishing with us
Uh-huh.
for a while, and he's not been well. Hopefully, see you on Sunday, and hopefully we arrange a boat by then.
Yeah.
So
Rizwanur Rahman is also online. Wow, you look so much like my friend Arsalan Khan.
Oh.
I don't know if you know Rizwan or not.
I
don't
do.
know.
He's from my college. He's from
Okay.
Yeah, so it's nice seeing him. It's nice hearing from him.
Perfect.
And I'm glad I remind you for the people.
I still remember in the last season, me, you, and Daniel, right, went for diving, 3 of us, and we saw loinfish, right? Couple of them.
Yeah, we did. Very odd. I never thought I'd see lionfish.
We spotted 3 of them, 3 or 4, maybe something.
Two, 3 of them, and I definitely gave it a shot,
Yeah.
which I missed. Like from 2 feet, I missed. So that was, but it was very odd for me to see. You know, this is not something I had thought about.
Yeah.
It's like you have a few things you think about down at China. You're like, okay, I might see a shark. That's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
But like, if you see a lionfish down there, because being an invasive species, it's not something you're really comfortable. You're seeing, no matter where you see it. Like if you understand its species and what it does for the environment, you realize that it's not supposed to be there, and you realize that, hey, what are you doing here? You know? Yeah.
So, by the way, Ali Dada said hopefully he'll be all right, right?
Yeah, we're still gonna take him no matter what. I think he misses the water. He just needs to be given a few dips.
Yeah,
and then
he'll be all right.
So
he'll be all right.
He needs that salt water in his joints, so he'll be good.
So, I also heard that you also do spearfishing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
with the scuba cylinder, right?
No, just with, sometimes I would do it with it, but I would be using a different kind of gear. Right now, I purchased a 6-foot
slingshot or
a
something rod.
slingshot, a normal rod. So that's something I'm using, and that's not something I'd be able to use
in scuba.
And while at scuba, like while I'm spearfishing, while I'm scuba diving, it's just mostly reef fish because you're really down there, and it's more like, okay, you get one fish and you're good to go. You can't really just like harvest the whole floor. So you gotta be really careful about what you do when you're down. And plus, like, you have so many things that can puncture.
Yes.
You can't like just point these things. Like when you're free diving, you just like skin tight clothes, you just go down and throw a poke bhi ho jata, you're fine, right?
Oh, by the way, we're gonna invite Ali Dada next time along with Arsalan, because he's gonna. Oh, by the way, he's asking, give me free tips for free diving. Can you?
I don't know. I feel like, Ali, hold your breath when you go down. I think that's the big part. So like when you're going down, you gotta hold your breath and go down. I feel like if you go with me a few times,
definitely.
Ali is the first few people who I dived with, and I would say he's much more experienced than I am.
He said Arsalan is a pro at spearfishing. Really?
I think I can hold my breath longer and go deeper. I feel like I just feel like I can do it longer than. No, I don't even know if I can do it longer than Ali, but I feel like I have a good handle on it by now. I would say I'll try to hit the 30 feet or 30 feet or 40 feet mark this time.
Nice, that's a good timing.
And it's just about breathing. I feel like it's just about practice and just about not passing out all the way up. So that's generally the
Right, perfect. So let's talk about snorkeling first, right? Then we already talked about scuba diving. So how do you define snorkeling? What is snorkeling is? I mean, you've been with the other operators, you know how.
Yeah. I'll define what snorkeling generally is. It's like I've been snorkeling in Malaysia as well with like baby sharks. I've been snorkeling here, and sometimes I've had to snorkel because I dropped my phone in the lake.
Yeah.
So that happened like this summer. So I think snorkeling is just for more shallower waters and some like looking at wildlife which is usually closer to the top of the ocean. So you're basically thrown in the water with like a pipe and goggles. That's kind of what it is, and you just like kicking around, looking down, and down there you see me scuba diving and having fun.
Plus, even in snorkeling, you can do photography, right? You can click the pictures, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything's gonna stop you from taking pictures.
Right.
Like you could do. See, it's just how close you can get to the action. Scuba is when you can get really close to the action for a long while. You can free dive as well, but that takes a lot more I'd say it takes a lot more skill, a lot more preparation.
Right.
Not that free diving doesn't. Scuba is just a little more, I'd say, a little more technical, a little more prep needed, and it's a different kind of sport. And
So, do you have any advice for our basically viewers about scuba diving? How they can start off?
just do it. Like, I'll be very honest. Like, I have tried to get a lot of people to get hooked on scuba diving ever since I've been here. This is a community. I made a lot of good friends friends that have become part of my daily life. So
Right.
some people who I connect with all the time. Uh, I surf as well at times. I surf with Sheikh Ahmed, he provides surfing classes.
Can we bring him on as a guest?
I think he's going to be a fantastic person.
Right.
I think he's that kind of person who would really. I feel like the first time I met him, he was such a personality. He was such a so he farms his own chickens.
Oh wow.
So he's organic farming. We got that nailed down. He has all organic food. He doesn't use a lot of sugar, almost no sugar, no caffeine, and no nothing. He wakes up super early in the morning. Very religious guy, but he lives already lifestyle. You know, he lives away from. He lives basically on at the beach, and so yeah. When I was diving with him, like diving, scuba diving as a sport, you have to realize something he said is that we are samandaris. We have to be near the ocean. Once you get hooked, the salt water, you know, in your eye and in your mouth,
the
that's
taste.
a feeling. Yeah, that's a feeling. That's a craving. And everybody I've never met people near the ocean who are bad people.
So let's invite Sheikh. Sheikh Saab next time. What do you say?
Yeah, I think
He would be a great input. I think for so many years, his experience, you know.
He is a pro, like definitely a pro surfer. Definitely professional. Like you see him surf, you see the way he's built. He's 72,
Oh,
and he's built better than I am. You know, and I try to go to the gym more often than he does, but he'd go surf like every day. He does. Surfing season is kind of over right now, but I'm pretty sure he'd be up for it.
he can create awareness.
Yeah.
Let us know what the best seasons are to surf in. By the way, in Karachi. Ali Dada says, Mustafa, please join this Sunday. Inshallah, next time. Thank you for the invite. I would love to. I am a scuba diver. I don't like free diving. So,
But you're missing out.
Yeah, I am. But
Season's flying by. I'm just saying you gotta get through the water.
Basically, there's still a regulation going on with the Pakistan Navy, and they have asked us to we can start somewhere in November. So 29th of October would be the dates. We might have a green signal to dive. We are ready. We are prepared. As soon as we have a green signal, we can start off.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it is. Yeah.
So anything else? Giving any free advice to the young people?
Get out there and do things.
Yeah, it's
Honestly,
about time. It's
get
about time.
out and do things. Like I think, see, there's one life you're living on dry land, and there's another that's down there underwater. And this is the truth, man. Like the way I'm saying it might sound like magical or like Narnia or opening a door and going in there. That's just what it is. This is real life Narnia.
At least on fortnightly basis, if people can venture out in the sea and have fun, that would be major difference in their life.
Yeah, I think people need to start, like as I said, start doing things. I mean, people are so stuck at work that they can't really make time or make the energy for doing things like this. But I'll be very honest, if not scuba diving, just do something.
Yeah.
Get to the water. You have the beach near you. The samandar is like so close to you, and that's not really.
And by the way, the community is so helpful. If you want to take a boat, just drop a message, talk to Indus Scuba, and just drop a message and they will help you out.
Yeah.
There are always cheaper options.
Yeah, there are. Like the free diving boat I go on charges us 6,000. So
for a whole day, almost.
The whole day, the whole
it's
day.
nothing.
But you gotta make energy for it. You gotta start making energy for these things because you can't it makes you a better person. That's it. Because you're doing you're partaking in these activities which are beyond work, and they're in activities where people are trying to relax, and you're in an environment where people are trying to relax. yeah, I mean it's a high of its own, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Arsalan, for your time, and definitely, inshallah, see you next week or maybe some other day.
Yeah.
Just signing off from Arsalan. Okay, guys, thank you very much for signing in. Let me recap what's going on. We already talked about what is PADI, what is a PADI dive center, and the dive sites from Karachi all the way to Gawadar, the current diving situation, when we're going to start, and right now the PMSA has just is not allowing us due to some regulation problems. There's no security issue. There's nothing. Just some rules and regulations. Hopefully, everyone will have a green signal on 2029. That will be next Tuesday. Dive club, please, guys who are certified divers, please join us. Become a member of the dive club. It's not a certified diver. It's basically those people who are already a certified diver and want to dive regularly with us. So instead of spending too much amount on 2 dives, it's 1/3 the amount they have to pay, and you can even dive more on less amount. Today's guest was Mr. Arsalan Khan, and I hope his all information he gave up till now, it's somewhat remarkable. By the way, we'll try to invite Sheikh Saab in the next broadcast, and let's see. If you have any queries, please write to us at info@induscuba.com, or you can just message on the Facebook or Instagram, right? Please do visit our website. Is www.induscuba.com. It's quite interactive. The prices are updated. Everything is there. The team is there. Just talk to us. And if you have any queries, please don't hesitate to drop in this email. You can call us on the landline numbers is 0213 52 43 153 and 163. There are 2 numbers, right? Signing off from broadcasting. See you next week on Friday, same time, 7 o'clock. Khuda Hafiz, and Pakistan Zindabad.